Hey everybody, hope everyone's doing well. We had a request to do a video regarding how to embed a Nearpod lesson on a Canvas page, which seems like an interesting thing. However, this is one of those cases where this phrase applies. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. So I'll show it to you and then show you a humongous caveat that makes this maybe not your best choice, even though it will technically work. Okay, I've been working on this lesson here about Greek myths. So we'll open up this lesson. You can see I've added some features to it already, which in this case is going to be good. It will help me to know where the Nearpod lesson is going to go under this heading, because I'm going to have to look for it inside the HTML. So we have to look at the page code source to see where this is going to go in here. I'll also show you a little tip about adding these horizontal rules, these lines that can help you divide your page. It's really easy, but you have to be inside the Nearpod or inside the HTML code to make that work. Okay, I've also got over here in my Nearpod window this Greek myths lesson that I want to use. So I'm going to start here by looking at this one, choosing student paste, and I've got a couple of them live, so I'm just going to choose the one that's current, the one I want to use right now. So I'll click on share, and here's where I pick up the embed code. Okay, so it won't look like much. It's going to look like a lot of gibberish mostly, but that's okay. I'm going to click on embed, and I think for the purposes of my page today, I want to use medium. You can see medium is 600 pixels wide by 514 tall. Small would be 400 by 364. That's pretty small. Large, 1088 tall by 768 wide. So I'm going to choose medium. Let's see how it looks when we get there. Okay, and we got here by choosing student paste mode and then clicking on this embed. That's where we get this, and all we need to say is copy, and that will be taken care of. So now we've got this code right here ready to embed. All right, let's jump back to the page, and we want to edit this page. Okay, this should all look quite familiar to everyone right here. Looks like the usual thing, and I want this Nearpod lesson to go right under this heading. So we need to look for Greek myths Nearpod assignment inside our HTML. So to find the HTML, we're going to come to the top here and go to this link to HTML editor. So click on that. Now here's our heading, Greek myths Nearpod assignment. See how it's got that H3? That means it's a header 3. And so we'll click right after that and add a line. You know what, I think I'm actually going to click, yeah, I think that's okay. So I'll click right there. Now I'm going to paste in my HTML frame. That's all of this, the 600 height, the 514, or 600 width, the 514 height, and so on. You can see it's app Nearpod and so on. Everything looks like it's sitting there just about right. So all I need to do now is click save, and that's going to look pretty good, I think. Nice, so I've got this. I'm going to add a horizontal rule, an HR command right here, so I can have this separated from my I hope you enjoyed this lesson message. The way to do that, this is just a little bonus, is we'll click the edit, and we have to be inside the HTML editor to make this work. So let's jump right there. You can see we've got our embed frame right here. That's our size 600 by 514, so on and so on. So right here, if I click enter and do shift less than sign, HR, shift greater than sign. So we have this code. This stands for horizontal rule, and you need all of that exactly right, otherwise this can't work. So we click save now. Let's take a look. We should have the page with this horizontal rule now right under our lesson. Now here's our problem. Sounds like everything's great, right? Let's go back to Nearpod for a second and look at what we just did. We chose student paste, and we picked the session we want. There's a 29-day limit on this, which means this is going to expire on September 5th. So at that point, this Nearpod lesson will no longer be usable by my students. I have to make a very good estimate of when I want this to work. And then next year, if I decide to reuse this lesson in Canvas, I'm going to have to do this again. And remember that I have to do this again. So an alternate method would be to make your page, get your page all ready, and have the very next thing be an external tool with your Nearpod lesson in there, in which case you use that the LTI to embed the Nearpod, and that will give you 365 days. So as I said, in this case, just because you can doesn't mean you should. Something to really, really think about if you actually want to put a Nearpod on this page, or whether you'd want it on an assignment immediately following this page. Anyway, that's our video for today. Hopefully that meets your needs, and have a wonderful, fantastic day.